Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CryptoWave podcast, where we keep you up to date on all the latest news, trends, and people that are making waves in crypto. I'm Jennifer with Space Coast Crypto Consulting, and joining me here today are my co-hosts Jesse and Joey.
Happy New Year, everybody! Happy 2022.
Hello.
We made it through.
Yep, 2022.
Jesse, how are you?
I'm good. I feel good.
You feel good?
I think 22 is going to be a good year.
I think so.
I do too. You know, I spent the first couple of weeks, we've had a couple of weeks of break, really just kind of thinking about my vision for this year. And I'm feeling good about it, just setting goals. And I think that this is going to be a really great year in crypto, despite the beginning. We didn't really get the normal January effect that maybe the markets have been used to.
Right.
So we're opening up the year. Actually, this is the worst year the worst opening of the year, start of the year for Bitcoin in the past decade.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I bought the dip. Did you?
I bought the dip.
Did you? Or did you panic at the disco?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I wish I had more money.
Yeah. So
I want to buy the dip.
I'm staking some more Ethereum.
Nice.
Did that.
Mm-hmm.
Tezos as well, staking some Tezos.
Mm-hmm.
Making that 4.5% on each of those commodities. Reinstituted my position in Shibu.
Nice.
Got back into the 150 million mark.
Did you really?
For cheap, yeah.
You went all the way up to 150 million.
I think so. I think it's that much. I bought the dip. I've been putting a lot of money into this. I call it the bargain. The bargain of 22. We saw Ethereum get down to 3,000 ish.
Mm-hmm.
It's rebounded the last 24 hours to like 33.
Yeah, I've been watching.
But it's still not. It's 6 or 4.5 or 5.5 or anything else that we saw last year. So I consider that 50% off in my mind.
Yep. Well, I did buy one thing I'll tell you guys about. So none of this is financial advice, of course. Just a little disclaimer there. We're all speculating the market right along with you. And anything that we talk about is not a recommendation to buy anything. But I bought some Raven coin. And so Raven coin, I'll explain it, is a fork off of the Bitcoin network. Although Raven coin is not aiming to be the same thing as Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trying to replace as a monetary payment network. Raven coin is actually an NFT platform where you can tokenize assets.
Ooh.
And so Raven coin is a fork of the Bitcoin blockchain, which means they basically copied this open source code and are using the same code. So it has the same mining mechanism. So it's a proof of work mining token. And it has 21 billion Raven coin on the network that will ever be in supply. And it's released through this proof of work mining consensus mechanism. And the blocks, instead of being mined every 10 minutes, are mined every 1 minute. And so it's a larger scale. But they just had their halving on January 11th. So the halving of the Raven coin, and this is their first halving. And so Bitcoin, when Bitcoin had its first halving, it went from about $12 to $1,200.
Wow.
So Raven coin's network has actually grown faster as far as market cap as Bitcoin has. And so we'll see this year if it performs in the same way as Bitcoin did, then it could raise, hundreds of percent.
Nice.
I wish I would have known that.
I mean,
before it halved.
She recommended that to me a while ago.
Oh, okay. Raven coin. Did we talk about that last year?
Yes.
You can still get in on it. I mean,
yes.
On what exchange?
Binance.
Raven coin you can purchase on Binance.us or Crypto.com. They also have their
Crypto.com.
own wallets where you can purchase it directly as well.
Okay.
I didn't see it on. I had to buy it on Binance.
Oh.
I couldn't find it on crypto at the time.
Yeah. I don't think it was. I think it's been newly listed on there.
I think it is. Mm-hmm. And then I did some, because of all of our conversation on the metaverses and stuff, so I bought a little bit on, I bought sand and decentralized land.
Mana.
Nano.
Mana and Decentraland, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Mana and sand.
Yeah, those are going to be great, just long-term holds. They're not getting any smaller. We know that.
I didn't spend a lot of money. I just threw a couple of shekels at it and just want to see what that does, and because everything we've been reading and everything that Jesse's been teasing us about. So I said, you know what, let me get into it. We can, we're sitting here talking about it, so let's. When we started this show a few months ago, it was what's Joey going to do, and since I was the novice, so I said let's put some money here and we'll watch a little bit of how that does over the next few months as well. So I bought that just before the break. I believe I did that. I bought a little bit more into Shiba because that dropped a little bit because I diversified when it went high, and I was able to purchase a few things, and then so we went with some more Sheeb.
Good.
So hopefully, because Sheebs, if you look, and it's doing some funky stuff, some Shibu land, and in the metaverse, and so we'll see what's happening in there, and they still have faith in it. It's moving along out of a meme coin, I guess. Jennifer, I know, is moving away from it, thinking everybody in a crap coin. So we'll see what's happening.
Are you putting words in my mouth?
No, you told me way back when that was a shit coin, and you weren't a very big fan of it.
Well, I want to be more of a value investor. I'm going to look at things that have fundamental use cases and
utility.
that are going to have longer term. But you know what? Don't bet against the meme. Don't bet against the dog. If it's got a cute little doggy on it, you want to also take those sentiment trades where you have a big community behind things. And Shiba definitely has a big community. So
and that was
I'm not going to hate on it.
And that was the other one I bought. A little dog was Dodge Elon.
Dogecoin?
Doge alone.
Doge
alone.
Yeah, Elon Doge alone.
Doge alone.
Yeah.
Have I not heard of this? Is this a new one?
No, it's
like a spin-off of
Okay, so
what, do you know it, Jennifer?
Is it like Omicron of the COVIDs?
So anybody can create a token, right? So what people like to do is create a token that has the word Doge in it, or Elon, or Sheeb, or Moon. Like, there are some token words that kind of can all be jumbled together.
Sure.
And so I think the combination of Doge, Elon, people will just think that it's something big, and I mean they'll pump pretty crazily, but you're just always at risk of a rug pull situation.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't a lot of money. It was just a couple of fun. It was lunch money. Again, everybody
gambling
out there, if you're gonna sweat over it, don't do it. It was lunch money. And if anybody knows me, I eat a lot of lunch, and Jesse has seen me eat lunch, and so he knows how much money I spend on lunch. So we're not talking a Subway.
And some people, they don't want to do away with their lunch monies. But I would say, that Friday night bar tab, that $50-$100 that you spend on a Friday night, once a month, stay home, invite some friends over, play some Jenga, whatever.
Tell your friends to bring the food.
Yeah, and
buy some.
And then and then save that money and put it into you'll never miss it.
No.
If you weren't going to miss it on a Friday night at the bar, you're not going to miss it if it sits somewhere. And not for nothing, it's kind of been exciting. Although this new year, it's like red again.
Yeah, you know what? The market's been down since we've last recorded. Everything's been in the red, and today we finally got a little bit of a bounce. I mean, Bitcoin went all the way down to $39,000, and has begun a little bit of a reversal. So the biggest news of today, CPI numbers came out at 7%. So the highest inflation, consumer price index inflation rate that we've had in 40 years.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yes.
And it's all preventable.
All preventable. Absolutely.
And that's where we're at right now.
That we're not going to get into politics today.
No, but that's why, again, full disclosure, none of us are financial experts.
Nope.
But it's nice to, you got two ways to take your cash to hedge inflation. Don't put it on your mattress because it's going to be as worthless as you made it. So at that income, that paycheck, you can only do a couple things with it to beat inflation and get it that instant 7% of a kick. Essentially to make it essentially worth what it should be worth. because we all know the dollar's already been so devalued, and even the dollar that you earn today is only worth like half of the value it was.
It's actually
this
lost
time last year.
95% of its value since 1913. So the same dollar that you had in 1913 is worth, 5 cents or even less. Actually, so 95% of its value is lost. So basically what you have to do is you have to beat inflation. You have to get invested. You have to put those dollars to work to beat inflation.
Right now, Florida real estate is double digits appreciation year after year. We've seen that for the last 2 years in different markets, of course. Consult your local real estate professional. And, but in some markets, you're actually beating it like any other market. But, stay out of the bank, stay out of the shoebox under your mattress, get into some kind of vehicle that's at least you're going to just stay put. Everyone's smart with their money. All the people who are big, even the conservative investors, are still making 3% on their money every year. And that's a very conservative growth. And that just keeps you at the inflation model. That just keeps your dollar where it is in January to remain the same value in December after the dollar gets compounded with all this inflation and everything else. And so when you do those kind of investments, again, either very conservative like treasury bonds and other bonds, municipal bonds, or if you go a little more aggressive and speculative like crypto, two different ways. But definitely do something, diversify. Get into some high risk, high yield, some cryptos and some other stocks that are high risk, high yield. Get 20-30% in some growth and some conservative in markets. But yeah, diversify. Consult your local financial advisors for more. But I found that I was able to be successful with crypto because guess what? I didn't lose money in crypto. Not all year. Not every time that I've ever traded crypto did I lose money. I never sold less than what I bought. Sometimes it takes a little bit to gain because I'm not putting in thousands of dollars. I'm putting $100. And so to even beat the fee, for instance, the gas fees, you have to go above. So if I want $100 of Ethereum, I got to spend 110. So when I actually get 100 so when I realize that $100 purchase, I have to wait till it at least appreciates another 10% before I could sell it at a net loss or zero loss, right? So you have to count that in. Every time you buy and sell crypto, you're paying some kind of fee, which may be a percentage or a flat rate. So you always have to make sure you monitor that as well. Don't sell, 100 at 110 because you still paid for that transaction to happen. You didn't make any money. Mm-hmm. And, even though you think you made $10, no, it all went to fees. So always, try to look at all the expense in getting a commodity because even like the e-trades and the conventional retail markets for your regular conventional stocks, they have $4.5, $5.5, $7.5 transaction fees, which add up. So watch that day trading. Day trading is not for the guys who are doing $100 at a time. That's for tens of thousands of dollars because otherwise all the transaction fees are going to eat up all your profits.
Yeah, and the studies show that value investors are people who buy and hold outbeat the day traders.
Hodl.
Yeah.
And with Sheeb, we go back to Sheeb just a little bit. 54 days people have been holding on that. 54 days. So as much as it's dropped, the whales have been buying and Jesse's been buying again, and I've been doing a little bit here and there, building it back up because the price has dropped, and you go, it's down a little bit. I'll cut back on a sandwich today. I'll just buy one sandwich.
Well, if we look at only one, if we look at historically speaking, nobody lost. If you held on to Ethereum, Bitcoin, or any other commodity last year, you gained.
Sure.
Because year to year, we're seeing huge things. Even though we see these, dramatic kind of like downturns, which we're witnessing now, but there's going to be a floor. And this is going to be the last time it dips this low this year. We've seen this year after year. There's a low dip, and then it just grows for the rest of the year, and then maybe we see another slower dip. Let me do this for the camera. And there's another dip that everybody's going to panic at, but it's never going to get as low as today's bottom. It'll dip, but not 39,000 Bitcoin dip. And then may find like that floor is going to be like 44. and then it's going to reach even new highs.
Higher highs and higher lows.
Yep.
I got you.
And but at the end of the day, the dips and the valleys and the mountains always keep going up, and never like really. I mean, we haven't seen that in any of the commodities in crypto just yet.
And I think we have.
It may happen. I don't know.
I know we're going to move on, and I think we have to keep our eyes open on what's happening with XRP and the SEC. The more I'm reading on that, that's getting more and more interesting.
It's really interesting, especially when I see these, gurus on TikTok saying, they're going to be buying XRP at 59,000 a piece. I'm like, oh, your lips to God's ears, because
God, I hope so.
I got a bunch of XRP just sitting there in 3 different wallets.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I was using XRP to buy other commodities for the longest time.
Did you read where I saw that might be the first legitimate currency? They're saying that might be the first legitimate currency.
Well, if it is, man, I'm just glad I have a position now, because I can't trade it. I can't sell it or buy anymore.
No, it's
untradeable.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at it every damn day.
So anyway, I don't want to go. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole.
Yes, XRP, great for cross-border payments and remittances. To move on to our next story, PayPal has confirmed that they...
Segue.
Yeah.
Yes, they have confirmed that they will be launching a stablecoin. So I guess one of their developers or somebody had discovered in their code that was on their iPhone app a PayPal coin. And so when questioned about it, PayPal has... basically come out and said that they are working with regulators on developing a stablecoin. So this stablecoin will be pegged to the dollar. And some of the reasons, so stable coins basically represent a value of an asset. So you can have a stable coin that is backed by fiat currency. So it could be pegged 1-to-1 to the dollar. It could be pegged 1-to-1 to other fiat currencies. So like the euro or a basket of currencies. And you can also have a stable coin that is backed by physical assets like silver or gold. And then there are algorithmic stable coins, which get a little bit more complicated, that are backed by other investment tools, we'll say. So the reason why stable coins are so important is it provides an on-ramp and an off-ramp into different markets. So if you want to purchase Bitcoin, but you're waiting for the dip, you can have money converted from fiat into a stable coin. That way, when the time is right, you can easily swap into whatever token you would like. And also the same goes when you have reached a peak and you would like to take some profits, you can sell out into a stable coin. And that way you don't have to leave the crypto market and swap into fiat and deposit into your bank. You can maintain your value as a cryptocurrency. Now, you can also use these stable coin assets to earn interest, earn yield, add to liquidity pools, add to borrowing and lending platforms where you can earn interesting interest rates, attractive interest rates, more attractive than banks or bonds and things can offer.
See, that's the interesting part, is the interest rates, is the higher interest rates. And I think that's why the banks are so afraid of all of this. And it goes back to previous conversations we have. I really do. I mean, what do we get at a bank? 0.1%, 1% on our money?
On a good day.
On a good day.
No CDs, no money markets. But we beat this horse a while.
I know.
But yeah, you're not going to, there's no other product out there. And for me to be staking with a couple different of these tokens is exciting to me, because I have no other option to make 4.5% on my money. I mean, a small amount of money. I could make 4.5% if I bought a house. Yep. I could make that. I have that appreciation, but that's going to cost me. Every little bit of that I have and my family has, as far as down payments, and it's just hard to get into. And so when you look at actual ways to multiply your money, there's not a whole lot, and that's why I was like 4.5%. Even if it's $100, that's $4.50 I didn't get from my $100 and that's sitting in the bank.
It's not enough to keep up with inflation.
No,
you need to find something more.
Well, at 7%, it's really tough. I mean, before you could just find a commodity that rose 3% annually to hedge against inflation, and that wasn't hard. Again, municipal bonds, treasury bonds. I mean, there's so many things out there, even like foreign currency. Like, there's so many other things that you could do to hedge against it. And I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of options that are disappearing. Your conventional banks, your conventional money markets, and everything else, they're just not there.
All right, so to end things with PayPal, PayPal, FTX, and Coinbase have partnered with TaxBit, and they are offering tools where you can file your crypto taxes for free. So a little fun crypto tax news.
There's no fun tax news.
No, there is nothing.
How to make crypto taxes fun.
I really thought that crypto was going to be, anonymous.
Yeah, it's funny, to bring this story up because that's the whole point of crypto. Is
we
kind
all
of
wanted
this,
autonomy,
like separation of government and money. Yeah.
But that's why the government's been downplaying crypto for so long, because they're trying to get ahead of it. And I mentioned this in multiple. If you watch any other episode, you know that how I get on my soapbox. But that's why they've been really trying to slow down the growth, and they're in panic mode. And with this new Build Back Better, whatever, they're hiring all these IRS agents. It's not to do the IRS agent work that they've been doing. It's to do this new kind of work where they're actually now not just looking at your income tax and everything else. They're looking at your crypto trading to tax it, because they don't want a kid to be able to make $100,000 off of $100 in a year.
Yeah, and because everything is open source, it's all on the blockchain. You can see all transactions, so it's very easy to see all of the things that are happening on the blockchain. But are these tax advisors or the IRS, are they going to be versed on how to identify that stuff? So I think that's going to be a big market,
especially when they
as well.
And we've had this discussion when they make up terms like unrealized gains. That gain, that separation between that 200 and 3,000, well, that's revenue, and that's taxable, is what they're saying. But it's like, well, I haven't even cashed out. It's still a Tezos. I still have the same amount of Tezos. They're just worth more now. Well, it's an unrealized gain. Just like they're trying to do that to real estate. Oh, well, your home appreciated 40,000 this year. That's a gain. We got to tax you. Like, no, you don't.
No.
That's equity I haven't realized. That's money I haven't realized. Until I cash out, nothing's gained. All you're seeing is that my investment is worth a little bit more. But there's no unrealized gains anyway.
Yep, that's criminal. That's a
very criminal
thing. So hopefully that doesn't get very
far. And where
far.
do we get that money from?
All right, so if
I thought it was going to be a shorter episode.
if you guys out there listening are interested in crypto taxes and how you can take the stress out of crypto taxes, I am hosting a webinar on January 26th. So if you're interested, send me a message, Jennifer@SpaceCoastCryptoConsulting.com, and I will send you the Zoom invite. It's going to be with the tax man who is a crypto tax expert.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
You guys should come too.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt that plug, but certainly get on the Zoom call, get with the tax guy, and learn how to be a savvy tax-paying investor.
Yeah.
With our diva.
Learn how to be a savvy taxpayer.
Right.
All right. So legendary investor Bill Miller, who is a billionaire who is famous for beating the S&P 500 with his mutual fund 15 years in a row, has announced that he is holding 50% of his investments in Bitcoin. Smart money is coming in. I mean, we're just having one after the other smart money, big time investors. So he went on the news saying that Bitcoin is like digital gold, and he is famous. He's an expert at disruptive technology. So he made most of his wealth by buying a crap ton of Amazon when the .com bubble burst and Amazon was like down 90%, and he bought Amazon when nobody wanted it.
Who knew?
No, when you got that kind of money, you can make a power play like that. For the rest of us, we would have had to make, we would have bought what, 4 or 5. Would have taken you 10 years to realize, the 200% gain, and you may have made $2,500, but when you put, 10 million, 20 million to something, It's worth
Well,
$300.
that's where he made his wealth. So
Right.
he bought it, when it
from
was
Amazon, he made his wealth.
Yeah, when it was very speculative. So the other portion of his investable assets are still in Amazon. And so he had a news interview, and on the interview he referenced Bitcoin being like digital gold, and he also referenced 1933, how gold is confiscatable, because in 1933 Roosevelt made it illegal to hold gold and made everybody turn in their gold. If you did not turn it in and you were caught with it, that was basically you became a criminal, and they confiscated all of the gold. So Bitcoin is unconfiscatable because if you have your 12-word seed phrase memorized, you can store all of your wealth on the blockchain, and you can take it with you anywhere. Cross borders.
Right.
Yeah.
Our cold wallet. Link in the description.
Yep. All right. So that was a great first segment. We're gonna take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, we're gonna go over Electric Capital's developer report.
Okay.
And show you some really fascinating metrics on developers. They say follow the money, and you can see where money is flowing and what's growing. So we're going to take a look at following the developers so we can see who's building the coolest stuff.
See you in a few.
Cryptocurrency can be confusing and hard. At Space Coast Crypto Consulting, we make cryptocurrency easy for you to learn and understand. In a world of uncertainty and out-of-control central banks, it's our mission to empower you with the knowledge that you need to confidently control and grow your own crypto portfolio. Call now to begin your crypto journey. 321-412-4021. That's Space Coast Crypto Consulting at 321-412-4021.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to, actually, this is season 2. Episode, 22 we discussed?
23.
23. Number 23.
Season 2. We made it.
Season 2.
We're still going at it.
And we're still
That's
going
right.
at it, having fun at this.
Yes.
It's been a fun ride, right, guys? It's been fun, and
23 amazing episodes so far.
we've learned so much about each other. We've developed a little affinity for one another. We have a lot of fun. We send texts back and forth, and
Every day.
the two youngins, as I like to say, they beat me up because I'm an old timer. I think it's age discrimination, but I'll talk to human resources about
Ageism.
Yeah.
that. Ageism, yeah.
Tell it to HR.
Another
I'll-
ism and schism.
Yeah, I'll talk to HR. And so our second half, Jennifer, we have a slide presentation. It's not about our holiday pictures. It's what do we got here? What are we doing?
Electric Capital.
Electric Capital. It's not a dance. It's not a new song.
All right. So Electric Capital has released... Not the electric
Thank you,
slide.
Jennifer.
Electric Capital has released their development report. And so we're going to pull up the first slide here.
Who are they? Who's Electric Capital, Jennifer? Why don't you start with that?
Yes. Avichal Garg. He is the co-founder and partner of the investment team at Electric Capital. He is a serial entrepreneur, and he has a history of experience with Google and Facebook and disruptive technologies. And so he is responsible for $3.5 billion in revenue. And so his team has come up with this Electric Capital developer report. Okay, so in this report, the number of new crypto developers is growing for the first time since 2017. So new monthly crypto developers grew at 15% per month in 2020, and it has increased for the first time since 2017. So developer activity is particularly strong across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and layer ones and decentralized finance. So what this chart that is in front of us here is showing us is Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polkadot, Cosmos, Tezos, Cardano, EOS are the largest layer one ecosystems. And so this is showing that they have gained over 100% more developers. So you've all heard of the slogan, follow the money, so you can follow where you're going to get the biggest growth. Well, in this case, we can follow the developers. So these developers are leaving these legacy companies like Facebook and Google to come and build in this disruptive technology. And these specific layer ones are some examples of where we're seeing the biggest growth here. So it might not be a bad idea to take a look at these specific companies and say, I might want to own some of those, because if you follow the developers, then the money is going to come along with it. So these people are leaving their jobs, they're taking their time and effort to come and help build in the blockchain space. So
very exciting.
Yeah.
The next chart that we'll show you, and this report is 127 slides, so I really encourage you to take a look at it. But this is shows Near, Oasis, Flow, Avalanche, Definity, and MobileCoin have increased their monthly developers by 100%. And
that's a double.
So I tried to choose a couple of really impactful slides. So not all of them have have this much impact here. So basically, these protocols have 2x as far as gains in developers. So the next slide that we'll take a look at, 111.
And for those listening, you're gonna have to refer to our YouTube channel so you watch some of this, or just text Jennifer, and she'll send you the link.
Yeah, and we'll post these slides on Facebook also if you want to take a look at them, and I'll post the whole report there where you can find the whole entire report, because there's a lot of really just valuable information. A
lot of good visuals.
We talk about DeFi a lot on the show. So DeFi is decentralized finance. DeFi had about $30 billion of inflows in the past year. So we're seeing a lot of venture capital money coming into the space with no signs of slowing down. So this is a chart here that looks at the top 5 biggest gainers in decentralized finance. So we have coins or cryptos like Chainlink, Gnosis, Balancer, Uniswap, and Yearn Finance. And so this is where we're seeing developers move their knowledge and experience to build on these networks. And so Chainlink, I find very interesting. Chainlink is an oracle, so they grab data from different exchanges and they aggregate all of this data, and their token price has really remained super low, and pretty much every chain uses Chainlink. So I think that Chainlink is one to watch out for.
It's a little sleeper.
It's a sleeping giant there. And now I got into Chainlink around $7. I think it's like $25 now. But it really has not had its awakening moment in this bull cycle. And so Chainlink is definitely one to look out for.
Chainlink? Hang on.
And one that's like super pricey is that Yearn Finance. And we haven't talked, we should probably spend at least a little bit of an episode to talk about that one. I don't know if we picked Yearn in any of our end of year, picks. We all picked like 5 draft picks to look out for. But with Yearn, it's trading still like very, very pricey. It's 5 figures, similar to Bitcoin, and nobody really talks about it. Like I don't know the utility. For me
Yearn
personally,
Finance,
I don't know about it.
Yearn. So Yearn Finance is a DeFi protocol, and they have a whole suite of different products. They offer like borrowing and lending,
right?
And they have Yearn is their native token that kind of is the incentive mechanism for locking up funds and within their protocol.
Right.
So they are funding lots of different DeFi.
Well, yeah,
projects.
It seems like since 2020. Since they've been around, it looks like
exponential growth.
Look at that big spike compared to some of the others. It was like flatline, then just this really big rise. Whereas the other ones, if you're looking at the light blue versus blue contrast, the frequent contributors versus infrequent contributors, that light blue line indicating infrequent contributors took a big old vertical leap. You know, I mean, it's like,
and this is for developers,
right? This is development, yeah. So we're not talking about users. We're not talking about people holding the coin. We're talking about the amount of interest in developing these protocols. So anyway, very exciting stuff. And if you're a nerd at all, or just get into this like we do, certainly this report was pretty enlightening. I mean, it really has all kinds of metrics, all kinds of graphs, all kinds of really easy to use visual illustrations. So yeah, I would definitely find it on our Facebook, find it somewhere that you see us. We'll probably put in the description of this video on YouTube, and probably even the description on the podcast. So I think it's a very important link. You may see it as a bit.ly link, just so it's shortened, because it's a pretty long link to copy and paste, so we may just keep it easy for you. But anyway, look out for it. We'll have it available.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
Lots of colors.
Lots of colors.
Lots of lines.
But what's great about it is it does go over some of the biggest names in the crypto space right now. So yeah.
Well, and not only that, I mean, you might find some names on here that are not the biggest.
I haven't heard of Near.
Yeah,
N-E-A-R.
so Near is a protocol that is I have been seeing a lot of recently. It just keeps consistently coming up. So definitely one to look into.
Yeah, pretty cool. I got to find an exchange that offers it, because if it's not on Coinbase or Trust or Exodus or FTX or anywhere else that I'm at, I'm probably not getting it.
Well, I can help you with that.
We have an expert.
I'm an expert at that.
We have an expert.
Okay, a really great resource that you can find where you can buy any token actually is either CoinMarketCap or Gecko, CoinGecko. There's pretty much all of the links to every exchange that is associated with
CoinGecko.
Yes.
That's a good reference. That's a good reference. Thank you.
It's similar to CoinMarketCap. They have a lot of the same metrics.
But Gecko is a good one to remember.
Yeah.
Gecko.
All right, so Airbnb.
You like that one?
Yeah, you think they'll ever make it easy for us to make a purchase?
Airbnb?
No, not Airbnb. I mean, that's a house and you want to rent it. Get on an app.
If you want to make a purchase with Airbnb, they are now considering taking crypto payments. So the CEO of Airbnb got onto Twitter and asked all of their consumers, what would you guys like to see in 2022? And they have 4,000 responses that all replied accepting crypto payments.
There you go.
So they're considering it now, yeah?
But considering it's different than actually implementing
using it. Yeah.
But
no,
I mean, they are a $1 billion organization.
This might be a tax question here. So, and we're going to go back because it kind of goes back a little bit to something we were discussing earlier. So, Airbnb, right, and even PayPal. So, I want to use an Airbnb in Sarasota, and I want to use some of my crypto money. Okay. So I use my crypto money, which means I have to take it out of the crypto, and technically I'm selling it. Correct?
To
make that purchase, I have to sell X amount of dollars to go to an Airbnb.
No. So if they're going to accept crypto, okay, so yes, you're not selling it out into fiat before giving it to them. You're giving it to them.
That wouldn't be crypto. If they're going to accept crypto, then they have to accept it.
But he's
as
saying,
an
is that
Ethereum
still
token
a taxable event that he is giving them crypto in exchange for?
Well, it's their income, so they would be taxed on it.
But you're not by exchanging. If I take
the Airbnb, if you ever shopped for Airbnb, have you ever shopped for Airbnb?
No, I'm a Hilton guy.
So there's taxes, even with Hilton. There's the taxes.
I gotcha.
Okay, so you're taxed in that final price,
right?
In that balance. So you have a subtotal, and then after 100% of fees, it's $100 a room. Not when you add this fee, this fee, this fee, this fee.
And the resort fee.
Yeah.
Of course.
So then it becomes a $200 night room,
Cleaning
right?
fee.
Exactly. Same thing with Airbnb. Cleaning fees, this fee, maintenance fee, admin fee. They have 5 different line items of fees. Within those is the tax, and then you get your total. So the tax is already built in for the user. And then, of course, the Airbnb, I believe, provides a 1099 to that host that they have to then pay taxes on. All that revenue throughout the year or quarter or however they do their taxes.
So I get rid of $5,000 worth of.
So you don't get rid.
Well,
You transfer.
I transfer.
You send it to somebody else.
So
right.
I'm transferring it.
Right.
So that in a sense, I'm not. I'm using dollars, but I'm not paying the tax on liquidating. I'm not actually liquidating. I'm not liquidating any money out of my crypto. I'm just
and Airbnb is going to charge you their sales tax. So that is going to be built into the fee that you're transferring.
So they're responsible. So at the end, I don't get I don't have to pay the 1099 on I sold my
as an end user. Think of it as any other purchase. You go to Walmart, you give them a debit card. That debit card has a balance.
Yes.
And the balance goes towards that total.
That's fine. I understand that. But at the end of the year, the U.S. government is not selling me a capital gains and getting rid of that.
The government it doesn't charge you twice for that Walmart purchase. You pay it once as a sales tax.
No, but I'm not getting rid of a stock to make a purchase.
So,
in other words,
you have to think of tokens like cash.
Yes, but they're also looking at it as an investment.
Not if you're only investing it is. I know where your confusion is coming from, but you're thinking it in ways of selling. You're not selling for cash.
Okay.
You have to get that out of your mind.
Okay.
You're adding a step that's not there.
You're just sending your crypto
you're adding a step that's not there
from your wallet to Airbnb's
to
wallet.
another wallet.
Ethereum to Ethereum.
Okay, simple.
Simple.
That's what I'm saying. It's
same.
not as confusing as you
So the
want it
government
to
isn't
be.
going to come to me and say, "Well, you had."
We can't tell you what the government's not going to do. They could pass laws tomorrow that will change everything and disrupt everything. We can't say that they're not going to ever come back for you. What we're saying is, if your host asks for 3.3 Ethereum to stay the week on their luxury yacht, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to give them 0.3 Ethereum. All of the taxes and everything else is included in that.
I got you.
And that's up to them to then pay to their corporate tax bill. You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
So at the end, as an end user, it's no different than paying for a sandwich.
I got you.
Because all that you have a subtotal and a total.
Okay.
And you have sales tax and all those.
Because I'm taking it out. I was just.
You're not taking it out though.
I'm just exchanging.
You're just giving somebody else that 0.3 Ethereum.
That's all I'm asking.
Right.
Hey, that's a great question.
I thought it was a good question.
No, it is good,
question.
but to get past that, because I know that you got that mental block, but there was never.
I'm asking for those a million viewers out there that are
millions of viewers
that have that same question. Remember, you guys are a little bit more advanced than myself, so I'm looking at it from someone who...
Well, you're being an advocate for newbies. I know, and I get it.
And that's why I'm asking that question, because...
And again, it's a valid question, but at the end of the day, you don't want to add more confusion to something that really doesn't need more confusion.
Hey, listen, we're growing together.
I know.
Thank you so much for tuning in today.
I guess we're wrapping it up. Wow.
Yeah. No, today
we got too far off.
No, today was fun. We talked about a lot of things. We covered a
All right.
lot of
Well,
material.
goodbye.
We learned a lot. So
let her have her outro.
make sure that you guys like and subscribe to our channel.
Yes,
that you
please
hit
do.
the bell notification so you can get alerts
That's
when
right.
we
Click
put
that
out
bell.
our newest content, and share our episodes with your friends, so we can reach more people. We can get the message out, because as the crypto network grows and we grow, we all get to grow together. So let's grow together.
Oh,
I like that.
we're going to sing Kumbaya on the way out.
I'll get the ukulele.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
You like the fire. We'll get the bonfire, the ukulele, and we'll sing.
Oh, what a load of crap. Bye, everybody. We love you. Have a great week. Be safe out there.